Twitter, weasels for monkey.
If you have any information on missing Michael Vaughan, aka Monkey, please call 911 immediately. Last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, black boxer briefs with green stitching, and flip-flop sandals.
Thank you for being here with me. Later in this video are recent updates and speculation on missing Michael Vaughan. To be honest, it's not confirmed officially by law enforcement. But I got it from hand-picked creators, special friends and supporters. You know, the ones who speak ill of us Twitter weasels, also known as tweecells. So, go ahead and grab your favorite snack and beverage before the live begins. Just remember, try not to be blinded from the truth.
First up on our docket today, we have the infamous dynamic duo.
Please welcome
Navolus True Crime and Law Wanda.
You know I like to give credit where credit is due. So, here are some great feats they have accomplished to push awareness for Monkey. Find Michael Vaughan website. Monkey Mail.
Extreme encouragement and protection.
There's so much more where that came from. Let's not focus on too much of that right now. Missing Michael Vaughan is the one who needs this platform. So, now it is time to clear up the misinformation for Monkey's sake. Please note, I never want any one family member to be involved in the disappearance of a child. I go by their own words and behaviors, including those surrounding them. Let's start with what these two, among others, have pushed into social media.
Monkey Mondays are starting up again on the Villas True Crime. I'm putting all the non-compliant on full blast. It's time the community of Fruitland know who you are. Who's lawyered up and why? Where is Michael Vaughan?
Conveniently, Nav's title changes to Who's Looking to Lawyer Up. I think I know why.
Yeah, we just told you who the non-compliant neighbors are, Alex. We just explained that. They haven't been named specifically this address, that address, or that person. But we know it's this man walking. We know it's the driver of the Honda Pilot. And we do know that there are neighbors that Michael knocks on that have spoken to lawyers and asked about their rights for privacy. So you can put that puzzle together yourself. But that's what we're talking about here. Those neighbors are being non-compliant. No, and I will when I find out names, and if I can share that, like who it is, without jeopardizing Michael's case. You can bet your ass I want to put those people on blast.
I thought that was the whole point of the live. Wouldn't this unconfirmed speculation jeopardize the safety of the family and Michael Vaughan, hoping he is still alive? I think this was just another Hey, hey, it's your girl E. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. So glad to be here with you guys today because we got a lot to discuss. I hope that you have your beverage of choice, your snacks, blankets, whatever. Or if you're just stopping by just to say hi for a second, watch and then leave, cool. Just make sure you hit that like button or dislike button, whatever you prefer, on your way out. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. All right, seeing some ones, woohoo! Hey, what's up, why you lurk? So I was posting everybody that I saw here, your comments. Basically, that was my hi. I recognize that you're here because we got to get into a lot of stuff. So I want to save as much time because your girl Eve is ADHD, bipolar, and awesome, and dysfunctional as hell. And I own it. So I don't want to, get too lost in the sauce here. I want to get to the facts because today I've had it. What is that meme? What is it called? I just about McFucking had it with the McDonald's guy. Yeah, that's me today. Yes, welcome everyone returning. Thank you so much for being here. Jeep Girl, Tiff, Turtle, Hellcat, Miss Rubug, AG, I love you, Brooke. Glad you're here. Julia T. I saw Circle Jerk in here. Sky C. Lauren, my girl, Miss Rubug. I think I already said you, but if I did, you're special today. I always say two people, one person twice. I don't know why. Hellcat, Mallory Frog. Anyway, everybody, welcome in. So, are y'all ready for some? Ooh, where's my thing at? I need to start using my beep. One moment, please. Are you ready for some? Because I'm with today. All right. So, Michael Vaughan, missing since July 27, 2021 from Fruitland, Idaho. The last presser stated that he was last seen at his home around 6:30 and narrowed the window of the time he disappeared from 6:40 to 7. We all know that the 911 call was placed at 7:21, allegedly by Tyler. But there's some new information since the last time I really dove into this with you guys. We have the interview room stating or doing the interview with the family, right, in the home. And there was some talk about neighbors. Also, we know that Cold Case Foundation is assisting in the case because I don't think that they have enough information, obviously, in Fruitland to get the things that they need, whatever that may be. Now, as you saw in the video, the latest information, if you will, is speculation. We've asked many times from Miss LaWanda, who is the media manager, and obviously Navala's True Crime is too, somewhat, because of the website that his Patreon members contributed to over there in, I guess, Ireland and the US. So, having said that, if we can't prove what we are saying when it is dangerous to do so, I question the motive. All right? Let me see what the chat says because it's flying more than it usually does. So that's kind of a good thing. But hey, Heather, I'm glad you're here, honey. Verbal Judo. Hello. I think that's 12-Step Woman. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But hello, I'm glad you're here. Circle Jerk, this whole neighbor thing has me intrigued. It's hard to know what's real anymore. That's why I'm here. And I'm glad you're here to ask those good questions because I know that you got them. Confusing the interview room believes the mom. I mean, we have to remember that Chris Madonna is a law enforcement. He's in law enforcement. And law enforcement does not have to be honest with you. They can legally lie to you, no problem. And that's okay. And I'm not saying that he is doing that to the Vaughan family. I truly believe that, he believes, bare minimum, that someone in the neighborhood, or someone's, maybe even more than a few, are potentially involved or knows something, as he has stated. And so we're going to get into some of those things. The latest and greatest, though, is, we all know who Purple Phoenix is. Circle Jerk, I know you do, girl. And the latest thing that I was really just like flabbergasted at was the polygraph comment. So Brandy stated recently that Tyler passed all of his polys, passed them all. Retinol polys that they did, the family did. That's what, level-headed and all of the creators and people who are strong supporters, which kudos to you. Everybody needs love. But I wanted to show you what I know and what I've heard before. So one moment, por favor, while I get that up for you. But I just always thought that was very interesting. That was stated very recently, when we know most of us have heard the Chris Madonna recording. So I was just really like, squeeze me? Really? But okay, pop off, sis. But here's the point before I play this, all right? Just listen up. If Brandy stated to Chris Madonna on recording that the first polygraph he failed, this is recorded, about to play it for you. But the second one, they said that he'll never have to do this again, which the woman who recorded some of these recordings said that she told her and the group that they were talking to that he failed. Okay. Not only that, why would you need to take a retinol polygraph?
What if we're still doing this when we're 50?
It would be nice to have that kind of job security.
Oh, Heather says, I'm so proud of you, Eve, for continuing to fight for answers for Michael. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, hon. 9 months, girl? That's a whole ass baby. Carrying a whole baby with me. A true crime baby. So getting back to this, why would you need to take a retinol poly? All of them, right? And pass them with no receipts. When he didn't have to do it again. Why would you do that? I'm just saying. Hey, Mr. Eve. Hello, hello. So I'm just trying to understand where maybe I am misunderstanding, right? Because, sometimes I'm as dumb as a box of rocks. I get it. Sometimes I miss the boat. Sometimes I even miss the water itself, okay? Hey, pink butterfly. All right. So let me get that pulled up for you. Now, by the way, I want you to listen that they grilled him, Tyler, for 8 hours, y'all. 8 hours. Okay? I'm just going to say that, right? See if this is the one.
That was the only question that
that's the second part.
Actually, I had knee surgery. He was working.
It's loading. Hold on. One moment. Jeepers. None of your business. That was hilarious. I can't repeat that.
Actually, I had knee surgery. He was working.
Maybe that wasn't the one.
Week? Yeah. We were there every day. Okay. All right. And then they also came to our home and separated us all, and had us write out full statements of what we could recall of that day. Made everybody leave and just left us, and they had different agents. Like, we weren't allowed to talk to each other or nothing. Like, kept us all separate. And I mean, it was like we were seriously reliving that day every day for definitely at least the first 2.5 weeks.
And yeah, see, there's psychology behind that. Okay, the moments, your moments are like crystal clear, right? I mean, your moments are fine. Your moments are on film.
Yeah, to the most part, until I get here.
Exactly. And so, his moments are based in, trauma. Okay? And so there's a lot that goes on.
Let me just say something. Mr. Eve is in the chat. Everybody say hello to him. And also, if you didn't know, he has been working very hard on my studio that we're building so that I can have more of a private space to work, because Toddler Eve and Mr. Eve, they bother me, y'all. They're always in my business. They're always trying to figure out what I'm up to. And I have ADHD. I can't focus. So they're going to lock me back in the back over here in my podcast room and studio room. So thank you, Mr. Eve. I love you for getting that for me. But getting back on track, right? Trauma. Mr. Eve knows about trauma. He is a veteran of the Army, 1st Cav. Very, very nice, Mr. Eve. But he got hurt. He had some head trauma. And not only that, but PTSD. Okay? PTSD, you can't forget the trauma. You can't forget the pain. You get triggered easily by things that mimic that trauma or make you go back to the trauma. Now, there are times where you can forget or have bad memory from trauma, PTSD. But typically, the trauma actually makes you more vivid in the moment of it. And that's science, boo. Now, I'm not saying everybody's the same, but I don't like when people say, I can't remember because I have PTSD or trauma brain. Okay? Because think about it like this. If you can't remember the details of trauma, it wouldn't trigger you. And I do keep up with those when it's said on these lives from Brandy. And I'm not saying that she's not speaking the truth. I'm just saying that that's what I know to be true, and it bothers me, especially when Mr. Eve, when I see what it does to him sometimes. Okay, that's just me. I could be wrong. I'll take my lashings if I am, but that's just how I know it to be true. Yes, Sky, thank you for saying that. Thank you for your service, Mr. Eve. See, I remember everything from that day down to the second. And so everybody's different, right? But I'm just saying. AG, I get that. I work from home and my kids being around while working is distracting. Right. And I usually work from home as an accountant, which, I'll get to that in a minute. All right. So getting back on track with the recording. Let's finish that one. There's one more that I need to play after this regarding the polygraph. So
in the brain that tries to bring it back. And if you miss one word or you get one thought process, like, the scenario that you just explained, okay, did he take it a second time, I hope? Or if not, did they say, you know what, we get that. It's a poorly formed question. Okay? Is that the reason is that the logic they gave him?
Yes.
Okay. So that question in of itself there's what they call a control question, and then there's a question that you formulate with the person you're going to give the polygraph to. And the control question could be like, is your name Chris? Yes. Did you have anything to do with, blah, blah, blah? No. Is your name, or excuse me, do you live at? Yes. Did you happen to blah, blah, blah? No. So there's a truthful and then a direct question. There's a truthful and a direct question. And they
Yes,
measure
Crystal.
all of that stress from one question to the next. That's what the machines do. Okay, heart rate, blah, 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 and you see all these crazy things happening on the machine. And a lot of that can be nerves. It's not necessarily deception.
So Tyler is not a aggressive person. He's not, oh my goodness gracious. He doesn't even raise his voice. It's rare. I'm the hard ass. How about that?
That's fine. Where was he raised?
In Ontario, Oregon. In this area. Okay. He was raised in this area.
Okay, so.
But when he did his first polygraph, that one FBI agent and the state, Idaho State Police, kind of became Tyler's handler for a little while. I want to say he's a sergeant. I'm sure, I can't remember. I get mixed
Handler.
up between sergeant, captain, chief. I know chief is the highest, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's called Pretzel Boy.
Okay, so there's that part. There's one more section that I want to play. There is a lot of recordings regarding that discussion between the two. But because we're talking about the polygraphs and some of the other stuff is irrelevant and I think a little insensitive to put out there, even though it's very insensitive to get your posse and gang up on people who disagree or just trying to find Joe's son, I digress. I got class in this ass. I know, I'm horrible. Sorry. We gotta laugh. These babies need justice and it breaks my heart, so I use humor to deal with my trauma. Okay.
So that was the only question that he did not pass.
Okay, so was it a polygraph or a CVSA?
I have no idea what that means.
Okay, well, computer voice stress analysis. So what they do is they put a microphone up here, and in a polygraph they wrap things, take your blood pressure. You see, this is one of the reasons why he's also gun shy.
I'll have to ask him. Yeah, no, the first time, because the first FBI agent that was on Michael's, but after Tyler did the first one, Tyler damn near flipped the table over, apparently, and this is what I was told.
Tyler flipped the table?
He almost did. Because he was upset at the fact that he failed, because he was like, there's no way in hell I did nothing to my son. And then he had to actually physically hold Tyler to calm him down because he was so erratic, like, do it again. Like, this is wrong. There's no way.
Right.
And even that one FBI agent that I wanted to punch in the face, told Tyler, they're like, we can see how those questions, and especially your state of mind, are misleading or misdirecting, or basically it was like misleading. So that's why he did another one.
Okay. And did he pass that second question?
Yes.
Or they rewrote it?
As far as I know, I don't know. I can't say for sure how that happened, but I do know that they said they will not be giving him another polygraph test. So.
Okay. Did they come out and tell him though you passed the second one? Not that it means anything. I don't want you caught in the public's eye Okay, don't answer that. Here's how you answer that question.
I don't, because I was waiting for him. So the first polygraph test, they came and picked him up and took him 45 minutes away. And
5 minutes. It's about
leave our
Boise.
neighborhood. We couldn't even go anywhere. Like, what if Michael came home? And then they take him away from me, and he's gone for 8 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Crystal, you're in the chat. Thank you for being here, girlfriend. I don't know why that bothers me. They took him away from me. Like, that would be something that I would say about my child, not my husband, during a polygraph examination. I guess I would distance my emotions about my husband, Mr. E, for example, going to take a polygraph regarding my son's disappearance. I don't know. Maybe I'm insensitive. Here's how you answer that question. Yeah, it really bothers me. It really bothers me, this discussion. It does. Now, I don't know his tactic or what his thought process is, right, during this conversation with Brandy. So I'm not going to judge and I'm not going to assume, you know. Maybe he's thinking she'll take the bait on taking my advice and let's see what she does with it. I don't know. Okay. But it's what she says that I'm really looking at. And the responses she has when she's comfortable with Chris. All right. It does seem like she's being coached. Now, I have my theories on that, but I'm not going there. It's not right. You know? But I digress. It bothers the hell out of me.
So the next one, this Doug Hart came in, and he was like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to get you guys in a more comfortable environment, or get Tyler in a more comfortable environment. You can't be in there, but if you want to be there to support him, that's fine. And then the detective sat there, Anita, she sat there with me the entire time. It was like about 2.5 hours.
Yep. Okay, so here's how I want you to answer that as a friend. Okay? When social media says, did you guys take a polygraph? You answer it by saying, we have cooperated 100% with this investigation.
Okay.
Yep. There's, the details in relationship to this investigation, like that kind of question, okay? We are searching for our son, and I'm sure the authorities will tell you what the truth is.
Right.
Okay? So what you do is you catch the football, okay?
Right.
And then you spike it in the end zone, okay?
Right.
Because what you don't want people to think.
I love you, Chris, but you is nerdy.
This family, they're dirty.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because just say, we have cooperated 100% with the authorities.
Yep.
Okay. And you're more than welcome to ask the authorities, anything you would like. Okay. We do not want to compromise anything about bringing Michael home. Okay. And the authorities have already said what they needed to say about us. And we are working.
So, yeah, I know it's hard to listen to because a lot of people respect Chris and there's some that don't. I feel personally, and some of the web sleuths that I work with, I disagree, but I feel like this was a tactic to get her comfortable, to get the real story, and to also get the heat off of her so that Cold Case Foundation and his channel can dig in a little bit more. However you want to spin that last one. Anyway, so take it for what you want. You can make your own decisions on Chris's side of it, but it's what Brandy says to me that makes me wonder what's going on here. Okay? Like, seriously. Why would you need to take a retinol poly if you haven't heard about that? LaWanda, the media manager, stated that all of the family has taken the retinol poly and passed. Now, let's look at that, shall we? One moment. The iDetect standardizes and streamlines hiring and saves money. This is a case study on Converse. Okay? That's who uses this retinol polygraph. It says the Idaho State Police, headquartered in Meridian, Idaho, has provided law enforcement services to its citizens since 1999. And it go all the way down to all that other stuff. At the completion of this hiring process for testing locations, you have to have a specific license, basically, to do this. You know? And I believe that you have to have a specific, I don't know what it is, but anyway, the testing locations that they have, you have to fall under certain criteria. Okay? You have to be a successful applicant, if you will. The polygraph unit consists of 3 examiners and a supervisor. So you have, 4 people. The supervisor peer reviews test data and written reports. All right? iDetect implemented. Idaho State Police implemented the iDetect to put the primary focus of the pre-employment screening process on the applicant. So, for instance, Bob, Tyler, and Brandy. I'm assuming that's the family members who needed to take this retinol poly. Do I know if it was mandatory? No, I don't. Do I know if it was something that they cooked up to, look better in the public? I don't know. Either way, this is what LaWanda is saying, as well as what she's telling Level and what she's telling all of these creators. Okay? So, iDetect, applicants that pass the iDetect test move directly to a background investigation and are not tested with polygraph unless something concerning is discovered during that background investigation. So let me reiterate this, okay? After what Idaho State Police describes as super easy training, they immediately integrated iDetect into its hiring process. Applicants that pass the iDetect test move directly to a background investigation and are not tested with polygraph. So we go ahead and bypass that old-fashioned shit. Oop! That old-fashioned, because who needs that? All right? So, unless something concerning is discovered, however, during that background investigation, then they come right back onto the polygraph line. So, if applicants fail the iDetect test, they may opt to take a polygraph. Ooh, interesting. That kind of sounds to me like a little workaround, don't you think? But whatever. Lieutenant Matt Sly. Oh, Matt Sly. You'll get to know him in just a second. He's the polygraph unit supervisor, commented, "I have been pleasantly surprised at the iDetect results. It has streamlined and added to the standardization of our hiring process. The result from iDetect have been similar to what ISP experienced when using polygraph only. The difference is an increase in pre-test disclosures and a more standardized test. Idaho State Police quickly realized when applicants fail the iDetect, they also fail the polygraph. Now, if an applicant passes the iDetect test, Idaho saves time and money to not do that old-fashioned polygraph test. And who cares? Because at the end of the day, none of this really matters. It's just a technique that investigators use to see if you are potentially deceptive and if they need to look into you more. Okay? Let me catch up a chat because I see it rolling. LaWanda is her name. If she doesn't like it, that's on her. I can't help that. That's her name, and it's respectful to say the name of someone that they were given from birth. It's just how I feel. I thought we all should remain objective until we know for sure who is responsible for this crime. There doesn't seem to be any objectivity here. Disappointing to me. Yeah, well, you know, when you get threatened, and your child gets threatened, and you find out things that you don't want to hurt the integrity of the case with, you don't get calls back that are important. When you see the bullying and the doxing and the harassing, what objectivity do you need? At this point, Michael needs someone to find him, whatever his condition is. It's not happening. Oh, Chris Madonna again, 949. I didn't mean you. I'm just saying, like, in general. It wasn't at you. I'm sorry. But, yeah. This is really odd that a former detective is giving advice on how to handle the police investigation. Say it again, Miss Reeve. Sasha, he failed 2 polys, and that's why they will not do another. You don't get to keep doing them until you get the results you want. Where is my... I got to start using this voice mod thing, y'all. If I get it wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, but... Where is it? I'm going to find you. It's the class. Amen, sister. Oh, you get a second one. Okay, sorry. Really bad at this. So, it's all about Michael, that's right. Oh, I got threatened and still do. Matter of fact, Miss Crystal over there in Oregon, who bought property from the detective at Fruitland's her sister, threatened me in many ways. Doxes, intimidates, threatens, harasses, yeah, for sure. All the time. Level-headed, threatened my child and his safety. Yes, it happens a lot. There has been so much drama directed at the weasels and taken away from Michael. Correct. So, anyway, I want you to see who Matt Sly is. Okay. Now, we remember when Monkey's Law went into effect. Does anybody remember that? If you don't, Idaho Governor Mr. Little signs Monkey's Law, the state's first missing persons alert. Let's take a look at that now. Thank God it's Idaho News, so they don't strike me, KTVB. Alex. I won 90% of those strikes you put on me, by the way, ma'am. Try me. So I should shut up because I won those and I don't want to get them taken away. But yes, that's the kind of that I deal with. Getting stricken for using a news article to cover Michael's case. And she did it. And Miss LaWanda helped. Yes, y'all. Yes, it's true. Go to Twitter. You'll see them thick as thieves over there talking about how they don't care about anybody's opinion. A news journalist. I digress. Let's watch this real quick.
Welcome.
What's that guy doing?
His data strut. We started using Click. Now the entire company's confident in the decisions we make.
This is how data clicks for your business. Click.
Brad Little today signing Senate Bill 1378 into law. It's also known as Monkey's Law. That's the nickname for Michael Vaughan. He's the 5-year-old boy from Fruitland who's been missing now for 8 months. No alert.
Now tell me if I'm wrong, Crystal, Dope, or anybody in the chat, Jeep. Is that Matt? Mr. Matt? Let's go back. Pretty sure that's them right there. Play it again.
This is monumental to Idaho law enforcement. so that no other family missing person
was issued when he's the 5-year-old boy from Fruitland who's been missing now for 8 months. No alert was issued when.
Let me see. Matt Sly, Idaho State Police. Me think. This is Captain Matt Sly. Handsome fella. If you're into that. He does patrol investigations and is a captain. Sir, I just want to see your picture. Why is this crazy? Let me just zoom in. Oh, not you. Not you either. I'm a hoot sometimes. Where did you go, sir? I need you to. There you are. That's him. I think that's him. Yeah. 1 if I'm right, 2 if I'm wrong. Crystal's like, sorry, cleaning. Are you mad, girl? Do I need to call you? I need you to come over and clean my house. Yep. Okay. They seem like they pretty close. I don't know.
Boy from Fruitland who's been missing now for 8 months. No alert was issued when he came up missing. This bill corrects that.
All righty. I'm always mad, says Crystal Girl. Yes. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Not crazy. Then there was the EquiSearch thing. Yeah, I got my EquiSearch member terminated. But you know what? Good riddance. They needed policy help anyway, even though I support them and will always support them until my last breath. I'm going to go ahead and do my nonprofit and help where maybe there's some holes. All right. That's what I'm going to do. I will be a lot more professional when I do that versus here. At the time, yeah. All right. So, hi, Grammy H. So, for all the lurkers in the back, you know who you are. Clip this. Let me know what you think about this and what the situation right here is. Because everybody else seems to be distancing.
Idaho's first ever endangered missing persons alert, what we call Monkey's Law. Monkey's Law established an emergency alert system that lets us send out alerts parallel to the Amber Alert system, so that no other family will have to suffer the anguish of not seeing an alert when an endangered missing person or child is kidnapped.
This is monumental to Idaho law enforcement. I just want to make sure that everybody understands how big that is for us.
And I'm glad that this came about because Monkey, unfortunately, wasn't eligible for an Amber Alert. People do not realize, all right, that it's not just the police who make a decision, even though they could probably do the Amber Alert. I don't know. I don't know about this. But anyway, there are other administrators, Amber Alert administrators that police call into and do a checklist of verification of what is classified as an Amber Alert. If they don't meet that criteria and that checklist, you don't get one. You automatically go to the missing and endangered persons. That's how it works. So, unfortunately, at the very beginning of, a missing child, that's why the card team is so important and their training and to get there quickly, because those first few hours and the first 24 hours are so crucial, And I do feel like you should get an Amber Alert if you don't know, like if you just simply don't have enough information, there's that. Now, if there's evidence already from the jump to suggest that this ain't right. Because I'm going to tell y'all what CARD team does. They don't just do abducted children. They also are well-versed and knowledgeable in noticing mysterious disappearances. Let me rephrase that. The FBI CARD team not only focuses on abductions, but mysterious disappearances. They're trained in both. And you want to know what mysterious disappearances is? Or they don't know from the get-go what happened, or two, something nefarious happened right at home. Just wanted y'all to know that. All right? So this whole narrative that's going out there that, you know, the parents are cleared, they are not. They are not. You could spin whatever you want, but if it hasn't been said officially, it is not fact. All right? Navala's True Crime, LaWanda, Crystal, Level-Headed, anybody else that wants a Purple Phoenix, stop saying that they're cleared. I want them to be cleared. Good God Almighty, I would never want one person of a family member to be involved in the disappearance of their little one. I don't want that. That's horrific. Why would we want that? But when you say that they're cleared, you're actually going against law enforcement. You're actually not supporting them by lying. You can speculate and say that that's what you think, but don't say that police have cleared them. They have not. Brandy said, what was it, 2 days ago on whoever's channel, that I think it was Purple Phoenix, that she wants the police to clear them, but they just simply can't. Okay? Now, we're going to jump a little bit back, all right? Because it just seems to bear repeating over and over and over with people. The basics of this case, because I'm not fitting a narrative here. I'm going by what is said and what, not just from law enforcement officially, but from the family. If they get it wrong or if they mix their words, I can't help that. I am just reporting what is happening, what has been said, and what is changing. That's integrity. Even if you don't like it. Hate is not because you don't like what I'm saying about the lies being spread and what the truth is. That isn't victimization. You're not a victim for that. All right? You have a missing child under the father's watch. Okay. So, it's very interesting to me that Fruitland Police Facebook page limits a lot of their comments, especially when it's like a specific law enforcement officer, I've noticed, and I'm not going to go into that. But what I wanted to do is show you some interesting things. All right, I'm going to take my raggedy ass face off here and go over the last presser, August 25th. Okay? I'm not going to go over the whole entire thing. I just want to pinpoint very specific things. They've investigated over 1,200 tips since he disappeared. All right? The Homeward Bound program that was mentioned, I believe, in November of 2021 by Brandy on a Twitter space and others. This was in the works then. I don't know what happened, but I do know that there was some shit talk against that poor Kendall Ray. I know that. I mean, and I don't think it was any of her control what was going on, but I digress. So they partnered with Camway Transportation, which is the WSP's Missing and Unidentified Person Unit, where they travel, these trailer trucks travel, and they put missing children's faces on the side of these trailers, hoping that somebody, would call in a tip if they report it, or if they've seen this missing child. It's to spread awareness and hopefully report a sighting that ends up bringing them home, okay? Or a tip that, you know what I mean. So they depart to travel the roadways of the U.S. and Canada in hopes of finding Michael. Partnerships in missing persons cases occur regularly between states, but they take commitment, leadership, and communication. Homeward Bound program started in 2005. The Fruitland Police, Idaho State Police, and WSB are hopeful that these giant rolling billboards provide fresh leads and a possible recovery. We never give up. And here is the, right here is the video. But you know what? It's KTVB and I fucking, oh shoot. It's KTVB and I don't with you. That's what I don't do. Trifling. So I'm going to go to their website. Fruitland Police unveil semi-trailers to share Michael Vaughan's face across the U.S. Good God, they're going to strike me if I play this. The FPD chief said that Michael's family is not a focus of the investigation a year later. Not a focus. What he has said was they are not a focus at this point. So that could possibly mean that they were at one time. Hell, Brandy said it herself. They were too busy looking into us at the beginning. That's what she said on a recording. It's in my playlist, okay? That's what he said. But let's go into this article. It's very interesting. Get to the meat and potatoes of this real quick. All right, August 25th, the last one that we have had. An update from law enforcement. Michael, who is nicknamed Monkey, was last seen around 6:30 on July 27, 2021 in the area of Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland. Now, the presser before that, the July 22nd one, which was the year one, said in his home, not on Southwest 9th, in his home. And then now, at the time, he was 5 years old and described as 3 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 50 pounds. The truck for one, sorry. Which, don't get me wrong, these trailers are amazing. I hope that they find or give somebody that reason to call and bring Michael home if they see him or know something. Like, I want that. But I don't know. I don't know if it was something that law enforcement just did to appease the family or they really want to utilize this. I don't know. Sometimes I do feel that way. You know, sorry if I'm wrong on that, but sometimes I do feel like, why would they let this family think that they aren't, you know, under pressure, right? It didn't say not cooperative or non-compliant, but just a little bit under pressure. Because they said, J.D. Huff said that. J.D. Huff said, not a focus at this time. That means they were at one point. So my head's spinning a little bit on that. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff did not give much of an update on the investigation of the case, as it is a criminal one. But he did make it clear that the family is not a focus of the investigation at this time. She forgot to put that on there. After going through thousands of searches and leads, he said there are multiple plausible leads that law enforcement is working at the moment. Could he be out of state? Yes, Huff said. So the best way to get Michael's information out there is going to be on these forms of transfer that travel from state to state and potentially another country. Scroll down. There's actually a better one, a better KTVB article that has more information than that. Because there was something that I saw that was very interesting, the wording of it. Hold on. KTVB, Michael Vaughan. I like how they have like 4 different versions of the same thing on KTVB. I don't understand, y'all. I really don't. I think it was August 24th. Let me catch up a chat. I totally just like blocked y'all out. I'm sorry. But I can't play it. I can't play their coverage of it because they'll freaking strike me. Hate that. Nobody else got stricken, not one person, and I didn't monetize it. But they blocked the entire damn coverage on my videos. Stupid. Pisses me off. I mean, seriously, if you're innocent, why care, right? Agree. My computer's really slow right now. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Let me catch up. So it says the missing persons unit in Washington has received thousands of calls. Thousands of calls just from the trucks that drive along those highways, by the way. That's amazing. I swore there was something else on here. Let me look in Discord, y'all. 1 second. It's very important. Anyway, I'll find it later. But it just goes to show that they haven't been cleared, right? Right? Okay. So why are y'all saying that? Let's just say they are cleared, which I hope to God they are, and they had nothing to do with anything. Why are you telling a potential perpetrator that they've been cleared and are not a focus, and they're going to go, oh shit. Oh shit, they're going to be looking at me now. I got to better do something and harm someone. Like, why? Because it's not about the investigation. It's not about the integrity. It's not about getting Michael home. It's about saving face. Saving face for those parents. Those parents don't need no saving. They can save themselves. And you can support them, but don't lie. Don't lie about a case and then blame everyone else for what doesn't make sense that came from them. All right? Because every day, y'all are going to see a lot of shit. Neighbors, what we found on neighbors, what we found on timelines, discrepancies, in items of interest, recordings of interest, people who, to this day, who support them, were working behind their backs. Yeah, I bet y'all are squirming over there watching me right now because you know who you are. You know who you are. And I'm doing it. I'm bringing it all. Not only that, but let's look at Fruitland Police Department. We have every right to look at what the taxpayers in Idaho are and in Payette County are spending their money on. That is a right. All right. So I wanted to point out one thing because it's over an hour. I'm trying to keep it under an hour. They have, outside of the July 22nd 1-year presser, all right? They did not say in this presser or in the August one that the walking man or the Honda Pilot driver who has been unidentified were non-compliant. They haven't said it. Now, you're like, okay, Eve, but they're not coming forward. They must be non-compliant. They must be up to no good. Well, not necessarily. What if the walking man is dead or in jail, incarcerated in another country? Whatever the case may be. Do you think they don't know who this is? They might not. They might not. But Brandy states that the driver, the Honda Pilot driver, she makes fun of people chasing their tails on this Honda Pilot driver. Fruitland PD has numerously stated that they think they know who the driver is, that they may be a neighbor within the community of Hidden Meadows. Okay? Or in where they live. And here's what she has to say about this Honda Pilot driver. Okay? Let me get that pulled up for you, and then we're going to get out of here. Because tomorrow is going to be the big bombshell, y'all. I'm not kidding. You want Jen Hannah's timeline? Level-headed, LaWanda, Crystal, YouTube. You want Jen Hannah's timeline? I'm going to give it to you from Brandy herself. And I'm also going to back those claims up with what she has said while Brandy was trying to get people to go to the bar she was at to take care of her. Is that what Brandy said, Crystal? Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to verify that. Yeah, I'll go there. I'm going there, y'all. I'm going there. It is what it is. So here's the screenshot. Yes, it was a neighbor. They were Mormons and thought they took the truck, not the SUV. It took that long to figure it out. Honda Pilot is from Hidden Meadows. Came in at 6:14, left at 6:47, and then came back into the neighborhood at 8:12. Pizza showed up at 7:13, left at 6:15. All right, so that's what is being told from law enforcement, allegedly, to Brandy. Now, I don't know if she got that from being investigated or interrogated, or if there's friends in there that are giving her info. I don't know. What I do know is that this isn't right. Either way, just to say these things and they get mad when they're getting exposed. I don't see the problem here. This is not hurting the integrity of the case. Maybe, just maybe, police, maybe, just maybe, the neighbor who drove the Honda Pilot is older and can't remember, or simply just can't remember what they took that day. Because remember, the Honda Pilot information came out in October. They had to get the camera footage at some point. We don't know when that came out. And allegedly, there was a shit ton more cars that weren't identified at that point. So everybody chill over there in, this is Sparta land. Jesus. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this hate. Because I've had it. I've had it. Over it. I said what I said. Getting that recording for you. Hold on, guys.
Fish, and that was why what was driving the Honda Pilot.
Oh my gosh, what did he say?
He's like, and then I told him about the goldfish learning to drive, and he's like, what the fuck kind of world are we living in? Like, I'm not doing that. And I was telling him, I was like, oh yeah, here you are. You said you needed to identify the driver of the white Honda Pilot, not you apparently may have identified the Honda Pilot, but not the driver. And I was like, we're just gonna tell everybody it was a fucking goldfish, okay? He's like, all right.
Yep, not the rats from Cambodia. It was a goldfish from Israel.
Does that sound like it's a pressing issue? Not to me. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. What did Brandy say? Misdirection is a good thing when you're looking into other things. Correct. Now, things change. Maybe the Honda Pilot all of a sudden is at issue. It's an investigation. What did Chris Madonna tell her to say? I'm sure the police could give you the information you need or whatever. Paraphrasing really badly. But is that how we talk about, Crystal just said it perfectly, is this how we talk about a vehicle that potentially took your child? You know? That's just how I feel. Now, this is again, precursor to the Big Bang. You know? I hope I don't have to. I hope that Fruitland PD calls and says, where did you get that information? We need it. It might help. That's what I'm hoping. Because the FBI, you know, and or Fruitland PD or the Idaho State Police have yet to take any of this shit seriously. And maybe they know exactly what's going on. And maybe this is just, you know, a sideshow for them. Sideshow, get it? Tyler's shirt. For them to focus. So we can just keep things running. I don't know. But that's not what I'm here for. I really, really want Michael to be found. And anybody that wants to search, anybody that wants to help search is shot down in flames. And that is the biggest slap in the face to a missing child that you could ever do. That's why I'm having these issues. All of this other stuff is what it is. But not only would you let anybody search, you shot down Harsh's PI and the opportunity to search and others. But you terminate people's entire lives, like memberships to search and rescue organizations or trying to get them fired, doxxed, harassed. What else does somebody have to lose if you keep poking holes in their entire lives? That's a very dangerous spot to be in. So, having said that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, really this time. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow, I really am doing this. Believe me, I'm going to schedule it. We're going over the babysitter's timeline. Everything that has to do with who said what about the babysitter, Jen. And Brandy's words and Tyler's words about it. We're going to hit it hard because that's the new thing, is to go after Jen, the babysitter, who saw Monkey the day before, who was not having an affair with Tyler Vaughan. Okay? Enough is enough. Fruitland, please, for the love of God, update your community and the public who pays taxes for your services, please. Or this is going to get on another level. Your community needs to feel safe and they don't feel safe. Get it together. All right, guys, you know, as I say, drink your water, hug yourself, your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies. Bring Michael Vaughan home. Stop playing games. It's not going to stop. This narrative isn't working. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. And I'll see you tomorrow. Be here. Bye, guys.